President Trump is coming to take your guns. Wait, what? Yes. According to The Hill, while at a meeting with lawmakers on school safety and gun violence, Donald Trump had said, "I like taking the guns early, like in this crazy man's case that took place in Florida. To go to court would have taken a long time. Take the guns first, go through due process second." Okay. Now, Trump was responding from comments from Vice President Pence that families and local law enforcement should have had more tools to report potentially dangerous individuals with weapons. Now, look, part of the right wing, what they're doing is that they're saying, why didn't you stop him? You knew he was crazy. Why didn't you go take his guns? Again, that's a very interesting perspective from the right wing. You don't hear that very often, but I mean, look, he made a YouTube comment. He said he was going to be a school shooter. Why didn't you stop him, FBI? You guys dropped the ball. Just like you dropped the ball on everything else. And by the way, witch hunt. Witch hunt. I just had to bring that up. Weirdly enough, Republicans seem to be against law enforcement. Look, I'm no fan of the FBI. We know that they have quite a bit of history of targeting left-wing activists. But at the same time, Republicans are supposed to be law and order. So to see the Republicans go up against the FBI and to go up against law enforcement, that's weird. It's a strange situation. It's a strange world that we're living in, especially now that Donald Trump is actually poised to do more on gun control than President Obama. And by the way, keep that in mind, right? Keep that President Obama thing in mind. Okay. Now, anyway, Vice President Pence, during this meeting, he said, quote, "Allow due process so that no one's rights are trampled. But the ability to go to court to obtain an order and then collect not only the firearms, but any weapons," Trump cut in and responded, "Or, Mike, take the firearms first and then go to court." But wait, that's the opposite of due process. That's not due process at all. That's saying, we're just going to come and confiscate your guns. Well, wait, so if we think you're crazy, which I guess that's what they think the shooter is. I don't think it's mental illness, but at least that's not the main factor behind mass shootings, because we have as many mentally ill people here in America as they do in other countries. You know, the one thing that we have different is access to weapons. We have so many guns here. We have more guns than people. So yes, it's incredibly easy for people to go and get a weapon if they are mentally disturbed or not. So again, it's not just a mental illness, but that's what, of course, the Republicans love to harp on. And again, they're going after law enforcement for not seeing the signs. Well, what are you supposed to do? If you were taking guns, if you're to confiscate guns from anybody who either seems to be mentally ill or has made a violent YouTube comment, well then, look, police would spend all their time going after people in the YouTube comments. They would do nothing other than go after people who make comments, as I said, on YouTube. I've received a lot of comments like that on YouTube. So, again, it's crazy because he doesn't understand due process. But look, we know that Trump's a moron. And tomorrow or the day after, he's going to walk it back. He's not actually serious about this, but they know he doesn't know anything. Trump being stupid isn't a bug, it's a feature. Everybody already knows what they're dealing with. So again, they're going to send somebody out there saying, well, actually, no, we believe strongly in due process and the American Second Amendment rights, but we do need to do something about mental health, blah, blah, blah. You know that's going to happen, right? But it is interesting to see that he will just blurt out anything, even if it's completely ridiculous, on guns. And weirdly enough, it gets people like me to go and say, hey, wait a minute. No, I do believe in due process. And I do believe that we should not go and confiscate everybody's guns. Yes, if you are a dangerous individual, and look, we have a bar that's really, really high right now on mental health. So I think we should keep that bar fairly high. But what we should actually do is restrict the types of guns that people can buy. For example, look, banning high-capacity magazines. That's a great idea. Going after the assault-style rifles. That's also a good idea. Background checks to make sure that people are violent are not able to get access to guns. Things like that. That's something the majority of the American people actually are in favor of. Banning bump stocks, for example. It wasn't used in Florida, but it was used in Vegas. Yes, we should be able to get rid of those as well. Donald Trump, as I said before, weirdly enough, he's doing more on gun control than President Obama. And by the way, if President Obama had said, we're going to take their guns, we're just going to come take your guns, forget due process, what would Fox News be like? Impeach him today. Oh my God, articles of impeachment. We knew it. We told you Obama's going to take your guns. He's going to take all your guns. When Donald Trump says it, well, what happens? What happens? This happens. Oh, you know what? To be fair, there are a lot of right-wing voices that are now like, whoa, hey, wait a minute. Due process. Don't we believe in due process? So you get people like Ben Shapiro out there, and obviously Dana Loesch. But that's not a surprise that she would be like, hey, wait a minute here. But I think most Americans agree that, yes, we should have due process. We should not get rid of due process. Donald Trump doesn't understand due process. He's a fucking idiot. And I think we all know that already. So, again, very, very interesting, the reaction on this. And very interesting what he said about this. Don't take it seriously, just like anything that comes out of Donald Trump's mouth. Because tomorrow he's going to say something completely different. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.